Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be working on the hydrangea square, which is the first square that I did for this blanket, and it's the easiest one that we are going to do. To begin our blanket and round one for this pattern, we are going to start with our slip knot, and make sure you tighten it so that way it's not coming off of your hook. Then chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to go back into that first stitch with a double crochet. So 1 double crochet, and we're going to do that 10 more times. 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And so now that we are all the way around, we're going to go ahead and join our round with a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, which is here. And we are going to keep this same color for quite some time. So now what we're going to do is chain 3. This is going to count as your first double crochet for this round. And we're going to double crochet into that same stitch, so you can see where we have our stitch. We're going to go into the same one with another double crochet. So you should have 2 in the same stitch. And now we're going to double crochet 2 stitches into each stitch all the way around, so we're going to end up with 24. So we already have 2. We're going to go into the next stitch. We're going to do 2 more. And we're going to go into the next stitch and do 2 more. And we are going to do that all the way around. So we are coming to our last stitches of this round. And just make sure you have all 24. Go ahead and count, because it is important that you do have your count correct. And then we're going to go ahead and just slip stitch into this first top of the chain here to join our round. We are going to slip stitch into this next space right here. So this is our join space. We're going to slip stitch right here. Slip stitch. That's how we just move over to the next space. Then we're going to chain 3. And we're going to double crochet into that same space. And we're going to chain 1. We're going to do 2 more. So you should have 4 stitches in that one space. So in this gap space here, so we have these 2 stitches that are together, and then a space between them. So we're going to go into that space, and we're going to do the same thing. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 1, 2 double crochets. And we're going to do that all the way around. So you're going to go into that gap space again and do 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 1, 1, 2. So again, back into that gap space, and you're going to do that all the way around. 1, 2, chain 1, same space. 1, 2. You're going to do that all the way around. And you should have 12 corners all together. So let's go ahead and join with our slip stitch to the top of that first chain 3. We're going to slip stitch over to this first chain 1 space. So 1 slip stitch, and then 2 slip stitches. Oops, that's not a slip stitch. Okay, and then we're going to chain 3. And in the same space, we're going to do what we just did. So another double crochet, chain 1, and 2 more double crochets. Now what we're going to do is repeat that pattern in the chain 1 space of every corner that we just made. So looking at our pattern, this is our next corner, this is our chain 1. So double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, double crochet. So look at your pattern again. Going into the next corner, the chain 1 space is going to be here. And we are going to continue that all the way around. So we are coming to our last little set here of stitches. See in our chain 1 space. And we are going to join our round at the top of the original chain 3 space here. Just a slip stitch. So we are going to slip stitch over to this chain 1 space just like we did in the previous round. So 1 slip stitch, 2 slip stitches. Okay, and then we are going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and this time we are going to do 2 double crochets in this space. So 1, 2, chain 1, and then 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. And from here, we're going to do exactly what we did the last couple rounds. We are going to go right into that chain 1 space, the next chain 1 space, And we're just going to repeat the 3 double crochets with the chain 1 and 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we are bringing our 5th round to an end. We should be proud of ourselves because this is a project. And remember that you will need to make 3 of these. So just be sure that you are trying to get your stitching as correct as you can, so that way for your next ones it'll go by a lot faster and a lot easier because you will already know what you are doing. All right, so as always, we are going to go ahead and we are going to slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3 right in here. And now for this one, we're going to start working into a different stitch. We're not going to be working into that chain 1 space right off bat. So we have to get over to this stitch here. So as always, in order to do that, what do? We slip stitch it on over. So we're going to slip stitch 1 and slip stitch 2. So now we're in the stitch that we need to be working in. And we are going to go ahead and we are going to chain up 3. So this is going to count as your first double crochet. And you see that we are in the space right before our chain 1. So from here, we're just going to go right into our chain 1 and do exactly what we did last round. So 3 double crochet, that's 1, 2, 3, oops, chain 1, and then 3 more. 2, 3. And now this is very important. This has messed me up for years when I was a beginner crocheter. I never recognized that this stitch right here, so when you pull your yarn back, pull all your stitches over to your right if you're crocheting right-handed, or pull them all to your left if you're crocheting left-handed. But you see this little hole right here. That is a stitch. That is where you're going to put your next stitch. Double crochet. So you see you have 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets on one side, 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets on the other side. Looking at our pattern, knowing what we just did, we were in the stitch before our chain 1 space, so we're going to continue that pattern. We're going to turn our work. We're going to go to our next corner. This is our chain 1 space. We're going to double crochet in the space before that. 1 double crochet, bow. Now we're going to do 3. 1 in that chain 1 space. 2, 3, chain 1, and we're going to do 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and again, very important, you can't see that stitch sometimes. Pull it back. That'll be stitch there. All right, and just to make sure we all get it, I'm gonna do it with you one more time. This is our chain 1 space. We're working in the stitch before that. Okay, double crochet, move over to our chain 1 space, 3 double crochets, chain, and 3 more double crochets. Ooh, that is not a good grab. Try that again. This is 2, 3, pull that stitch back, and get right in there. Make that a double crochet. This is the pattern that you are going to continue all the way around for this row. last corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, and 3. And as always, we are going to join to the top with a slip stitch. Now, we have to get over to the stitch here. It's going to be the second stitch before our chain 1. This is our chain 1. So counting back 2 stitches will be 1 and then 2 right here. So we are going to slip stitch into the next, and then slip stitch into the stitch that we want to begin our chain. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do something very similar to what we did the past few rounds. So we're going to actually do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. All right, so now we're going into our chain 1 space with 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochets, a chain 1, and 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And just like we did in the last round, we're going to pull back the stitch. This is going to count as our first right here. One, and then we're going to crochet into the next one. 2. So for this row, row 7, you should have 5 stitches on each side of your corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that is how you know that you have enough stitches as you go around. So we'll do it again. We are going into the second stitch from the chain 1. This is our chain 1, count backwards. 1 double crochet. 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then 3 into our chain 1 space. That is 3. I'm going to chain 1 and put 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And again, pull back those stitches, and right in there, it's going to be 1, and then the next one over. Alright, we are going to join with a slip stitch as always to the top of the chain 3 that we started with. And we are going to go ahead and fasten off this color. Starting with our hook, we're only going to be working with the back post on the double crochets. So we're going to do a standing double crochet. So you have your little yarn on your hook, get it a little tight, wrap the yarn around. Try to hold it with your fingers because it's a little bit slippery. It's going to definitely try to get away from you. All right, and now we see this first stitch here. We're going to skip that one. We're going to come through the back, wrap around the second stitch, go back through. We're going to pull our yarn through all the way around that. All right, make sure you still have your hooks on your yarn, or on your hook, I'm sorry, your yarn on your hooks. freestanding double crochet. We are going to do a back post double crochet until we get to the one before the last. So again, we're going around through the back, and we are tying our tail down as well. Again, for a back post double crochet, wrap your yarn around your hook, insert through the back of your work, cross over, go through the back, pull your yarn through, and finish off like a regular double crochet. And you can see that it makes a nice little ridge right in the front with the blue. So again, go through the back, go through, pull your yarn, pull through two, pull through two. Wrap your yarn, go in through the back, cross over, go through, pull your yarn through, pull through two, pull through two. And we're going to continue that until we get to the second to last post. All right, and so this one, you see how we have two left. We're going to go into this one, tie my end down, all right, and you should have something that looks just like this. So what we're going to do here is we are going to work downwards instead of across. So we're going to go down this line and we're going to work back up it, and that's going to separate our petals. We're going to start with a single crochet right here, and then we are going to chain two. So chain one, chain two. And there are a few different ways to look at this. I like to just kind of fold mine in half, and then you can kind of see like where the ridges are here. That's what we will be working into. If that is not comfortable for you, just turn your work. I have to get that. You can turn your work and you can see that you will just be working down this straight line. We chain two. We're going to go down the pattern, and we are going to single stitch all the way through here. All the way through, single stitch, then we're going to chain two. All right, going to do it again. So this next one here, single crochet, chain two, and then the next one, single crochet, chain two, and we're going to go all the way down to the second row. So our second row, this is our first row, this is our second row. Here, we're going to go through here, make sure our yarn stays tight. And as I said, we're not done. We're going to go down one more time. That might feel like a natural ending, especially because you can't really see the crease anymore. But you see how in our second row You remember how we did the 2 stitches together? So you should see that you have right underneath here 2 stitches that are together. They're hooked together at the bottom. That is what we're going to be going into. You want to separate those 2 stitches. Grab our crochet hook, go into those 2 stitches, single crochet. Turn your work so that way we're facing the upward direction. So turn your work. We are going to chain twice, and we are going to work in the exact same position that we worked in earlier. So we're just coming right back up the same line, putting another single crochet where we put one originally. Chain 2. Same here. Single crochet, chain 2. Single crochet, chain 2. Single crochet, chain 2. And then we're going to end with a single crochet right up top to fasten it. Right? And you can see how it's starting to outline our petals. Turn it around. And you're going to do the same thing all the way back up. So, single crochet. And chain 2. Single crochet. And chain 2. Single crochet. Chain 2. Single crochet. Chain 2. Single crochet to the top to fasten down. And then we are going to slip stitch to our beginning stitch here. And we are going to fasten off and change color. Find our first double crochet post from our last round. This is our single crochet, this is going to be our double crochet. And we are going to do a standing double crochet around the back post. And then we're going to do that in each one of the stitches around back post double crochet. So you should have 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. And then we are going to do a treble crochet right in between the 2 single crochets that we used to keep our flower border together. So we did our treble crochet. And we're going to go back to our back post double crochets. So we're going to do 8. So we have our 8. We're going to go in between those 2 single stitches that were the starters for our chain down the flower petals and put a treble crochet. And we're going to do that all the way around. I'll see you guys back here. Okay, so I am coming around to my last set of back post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Then we're going to do our last treble crochet in between our single crochets from the previous round. It's our treble. And then we are going to join with a slip stitch to the top of our double crochet, or standing double crochet. And then just to make it easier, we're going to fasten off here. And we're going to keep the same color for the next round.
To begin round 10, look for one of the treble crochets from the previous round and join to it with a standing treble crochet.
So we are going to make sure that we hold our knot, wrap around twice, and we're going to go into the top of that stitch and do a standing treble crochet. We are going to go ahead and do another treble crochet in that same space, and this is the start of our corner. Okay, so from here we are going to do 1 treble crochet in the next stitch, three double crochets in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 5 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to do 8 single crochets. And so this is where we joined. So I'm going to go ahead and just cover up that gap. I'm going to start a single crochet, but I'm not going to finish it. Jump into that next space. And this is going to count as 1. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So now we have to undo everything that we just did. So back to our 5 half doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 treble. Oop, that did not grab well. So 1 treble, and then 2 treble in the next. And so we ended up right back on top of a treble crochet, which is how we know that we are where we are supposed to be. And I am going to change colors on this next treble. So I'm not going to finish it all the way out. I'm going to go ahead and join with my blue.
And I am going to alternate colors for my sides. The first side was white, the second side will be blue, third side will be white, and the last side will be blue as well. To end this round, we are going to join to the top of our standing treble crochet with a half double crochet. The half double crochet will count as our chain 2 space.
And now we are going to chain up 3. And I'm going to keep this same blue for right now. Do a double crochet. Okay. Then into our first stitch, we're going to do a double. Another double to the next stitch. And another double. Alright, and then after our 3 double, we're going to do 3 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and then 18 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Back to our 3 halves. Then our 3 double. Okay, and then into our corner space, we're going to do 1. And I'm going to switch over to yellow here.
So after you switch your color, you're going to go ahead and do that pattern for this side. Change your color back to blue, do the pattern again, change your color back to yellow, and do the pattern again. I'm finishing up the end of the round by putting 2 double crochet into our corner space. Then I'm going to go ahead and join to the top of our first stitch with a half double crochet. And that completes the end of this round.
Alright, so this is row 12, and we only have 1 more row to go after this, so we are doing wonderful. Okay, so we joined with our half double crochet, and we are going to chain up 3, we are going to double crochet in the same space, and then we are going to double crochet in each one of the stitches from here to the corner. So you should end up with 38 stitches per side.
I won't go all the way around with you guys because double crocheting in each stitch is pretty easy. Just make sure that you're alternating colors if you're following my pattern. I'm alternating between yellow and white, so this side will be yellow, the next will be white, then back to yellow, and then back to white. Do not forget that in your corner spaces you will have 2 double crochet, a chain 2, and then 2 double crochet in the same space. I'll see you back here when you're done.
I am finishing up the last few double crochet of this round, and we only have one more round to go. Hey, hey, hey. We only have one more round to go. Hey, hey, hey. Only one more round. Only one more round. Only one more round to go. It's like 1:45 in the morning, by the way, which is why I am trying to not be very loud because my baby is asleep and my baby daddy is asleep, and this is just the only time that it's quiet and that I can get these videos done. So shout out to anybody else who's up at 1:30 in the morning getting shit done. Well, we are going to join to the top of our beginning chain 3 with a half double crochet, and we are going to fasten off, and we are going to join to our chain 2 space with a standing single crochet. And I'm going to make sure that this tail is on this side, the direction that I'm working in, and I'm going to do 4 more single crochets for a total of 5. And then we are going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. You should have 43 stitches total on each side by the time you are finished. So here we are at our corner. We're going to go into that corner, do 5 single crochets. That's 3, 4, 5. Starting with this first stitch, going all the way down. And I will see you guys when you are all done with this row. So I'm coming to my last few stitches, hey, hey, hey. My last few stitches, hey, hey, hey. Almost done. I'm almost done. About to have a glass of wine. I'm almost done. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Last stitch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Gonna slip stitch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, yeah. Pow. Black out. We are finito.
Congratulations, everyone! I don't know how you feel, but I am so proud of myself. This is the first square in a very long project. It took me about 6 months, and as I said, this is the easiest square to do, so feel free to do these first or to do these last. Either way, I hope you enjoyed yourself and that you liked the pattern. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning. Don't forget to subscribe.